Guten Tag.
Guten Tag!
Yes, at the time of writing, Thomas Tuchel is on the cusp of becoming the new England manager, but nothing has been officially confirmed yet. But it's essentially all sorted, everyone's reporting on it. Basically, he's the new England manager, and by the time you're watching this, it's probably already been announced. In fact, I'm probably editing this right now, knowing it's official. So let's give you a short rundown. So at the end of the last Euros, Gareth Southgate said he was stepping down, and indeed he has. Unfortunately, we didn't win the tournament, made it to the finals once again. And you know what? He's had a good tenure at England. I just want to say thank you for the memories. But there was always question marks over a successor. Lee Carsley was appointed in the interim, and he's managed so far 4 games, winning 3 and losing 1 to Greece. But that's besides the point. And there was always question marks over whether he'd take full command of the England national team or whether it would be handed off to someone else. And we've now seen that Thomas Tuchel was the preferred candidate for the job. Now, I've always been Team Pep since Gareth departed. I always thought that Guardiola would have been the perfect replacement and would have really suited international management, I think. I think we did put feelers out. Apparently we were in contact with Guardiola regarding the England position, but he's currently Manchester City manager to the end of the season, so that wouldn't have really worked for us. Although we could have made it work with Carsley, just staying on until Guardiola was available, but you never know. The FA obviously had their choices to make, and they chose Tuchel. But yeah, I don't mind the appointment of Tuchel, and it's a very refreshing change to see from the FA, and it's what I'd consider a step in the right direction. There was part of me that thought they'd just give it to Carsley after a few games, but I believe that there's some ambition in the FA after Southgate. You know, he's shown that the England squad is a good squad. He's got the fans engaged again. He's got the players engaged again. And hopefully they can build on this with Tuchel. Now, Thomas Tuchel is a very successful manager, and it looks like he's a specialist when it comes to knockout tournaments, which is absolutely perfect for international football. Tuchel has won a lot of trophies in his time. He's won the Champions League with Chelsea, the Club World Cup also with Chelsea, won his Bundesliga with Bayern, but kind of a given. He won Ligue 1 with PSG, the DFB Pokal with Dortmund, I believe, and the Coupe de France with PSG, among other trophies as well. He took PSG to the only Champions League final they've been in which they lost to a very strong Bayern side. He won the Champions League with Chelsea, as I mentioned, whilst only conceding 4 goals throughout the tournament, which is very impressive. And last season, he took a struggling Bayern team past Arsenal in the Champions League and only narrowly lost to eventual champions Real Madrid, in some controversy there. He also has a wealth of experience in England already, and will know some of the players from his time in the Premier League, and generally, he just likes England. He said it on many interviews before, he just likes England, and that's enough for me when it comes to a manager. England undoubtedly have some amazing quality throughout the team, and the players they can call up, it's just phenomenal the wealth of talent we have available. So it's about time we have an elite manager who can get the best out of those players. Now, that is no slight to Southgate, because he did some amazing things as England manager, but he just wasn't an elite manager. He got sacked from Middlesbrough. That's like his only massive achievement in management before taking the England job. Tuchel has won trophies in many different continents. He knows how to set up a team, and I think he's one of the elite managers of the world. I'd say in his top 10, definitely. Now, as I said, it's no slight to Southgate. He got us into 2 finals that we unfortunately fell short in, but it's a good base for Tuchel to build on. And, you know, we've seen what an England team can do with a not so elite manager, so just imagine what we could do under an elite manager. I'm very excited personally. Now, Tuchel will play a very different style of football to Southgate, and I, for one, am looking forward to that. It's going to be very refreshing, and it's going to be very interesting to see what this England side could do with some fresh new tactics. We've seen what they can do with Carsley. He's played a more attacking style of football, and it's paid dividends. So hopefully we can carry on more of that under Tuchel. He has proven that he can implement systems quickly and effectively, which is even better for international football, as he won't get as much time as he would unless he was managing their club side. So he'll see them occasionally, but he's got the experience and the skills to implement styles quickly, which is what we need as a national team. Now, Tuchel did earn the moniker Tucheliban by some fans during his time at Chelsea, but after watching Southgate ball, especially those group stage matches back in the Euros, I'm happy to see another terrorist in charge of England. It'll be very interesting to see who Tuchel calls up for his first squad. He takes charge 1st of January, so it's going to be very interesting to see who he picks. But Tuchel likes to analyse his opponents and set up accordingly, so I imagine he'll pick players that give him that flexibility to play how he wants depending on the team they're playing. As a Forest fan, I really hope Morgan Gibbs-White maintains his position that he got called up after Carsey took charge. Obviously he was injured for the previous set of fixtures, so couldn't play, but hopefully he's still in Tuchel's plans. I don't see why not. He's a brilliant player and only played his first senior matches for England in September and showed a lot of quality in those appearances. Another player that I'd be thinking about, given Tuchel's link to Chelsea, would be Callum Hudson-Odoi, who has featured a lot under the German. Tuchel was the manager that gave him the second most appearances under Chelsea. I may be wrong, but I believe he's one of the managers he's played under the most. Super Callum Hudson-Odoi has refound his form in the East Midlands and hopefully he can get into Tuchel's thoughts once again. I think he deserves it, really. Some of the performances he's been putting out at Forest have been phenomenal, so it'd be very harsh if he wasn't even in consideration for the national team. Tuchel also has a good record of developing players, and while his impact won't be as felt as if he was managing them week in, week out, he'll still give our many young players a place to thrive and develop as part of the national team, which is always good, because we've got a lot of youngsters, very talented youngsters who are part of that squad, and giving them a place to develop more is just a bonus, really. As an Englishman, it will feel strange having a German lead us, but the bloke's a winner, and I'm all for it, to be honest. It's what we need. Our English managers haven't managed to get over the line since 1966. Yes, we've had some foreign managers in that time as well, and they weren't great, but some of them outshone the many, many England managers we've had since then. So I think it's time we give a foreigner the reins after quite a long time under lackluster English managers. But, of course, the media are doing media things already, and they're slamming him. Like, what the fuck is this? Give the manager of your national team some credit. Tuchel is a known winner. Just because he's German, he's not going to flip allegiances and hope the national team crashes and burns. The man loves England, and it's a job at the end of the day. He's going to want to do his job well. But, you know, what do they know? But at the end of the day, they are just outrage merchants. I think it's okay if the national team isn't managed by an Englishman, because we don't have any English managers who are available who are at the level of Tuchel. We don't have any English managers who are at the level of Tuchel. That's just a fact. Eddie Howe is probably the best English manager around at the moment, and he's happy at Newcastle. We couldn't have pried him away if we wanted. So I'm happy with Tuchel. I'll say it, I'm happy with Tuchel. And he's better than Howe anyway, so that's even more of a bonus. It's coming home, and it's coming home under Tuchel. Might have to stop singing the German Bombers song while he's in command, though. Maybe. Maybe a little bit. He might join in. Who knows? But yeah, that's just been my 2 cents on the England Tuchel manager situation. I'm happy with it personally, and I think we'll do a lot of good for the England squad. I would have wanted Pep, but he's not available. And Tuchel, you know, he's a good manager, and he's won things. So that's all I need, you know. In Tuchel, we trust. I've been O2GT. Please let me know your thoughts on the Tuchel situation down in the comments below if you want. Love to hear what you're thinking. Personally, I'm a fan. None of this woke England nonsense. It's time for a German to take control. And I think we'll do it. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.